Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is the freedom of restriction. What does that mean? How can there be freedom in restriction? Well, here's the thing. We're always chafing against restriction. We're feeling so frustrated by what feels like outside forces controlling our lives. And what it really comes down to is physical reality is nothing but restrictions. There's the perception of physical form, which is density and effort. And then we're moving through time, going from the past to the future. And gosh, it really seems to take so long. And then there's space. There's this perception of distance and how long it goes and how much physical space that we have. And all of those things are boundaries. All of those things are components that go into making up physical form. It's the construct of physical reality. As consciousness, we are formless, we are timeless, we are spaceless. We naturally, automatically have this experience of expansiveness. And yet in these physical forms, we're always feeling like we're trying to get more of that good stuff that's out there. And that's a misperception within this body. We resist being in physical form because it feels dense, it feels uncomfortable. The more you come in your body, the more painful and uncomfortable it feels. And actually, when you are fully present in your physical form, when you bring your full conscious focus into the here and now, it feels infinite. Present time feels infinitely spacious. Feeling completely embodied and in your space as consciousness, pain disappears. And there's another aspect of being in physical form, navigating through this time and space that is useful. And that is being mindful and tracking your time, your space, your money, your food. All of these things are useful in creating your physical reality. Give you an example with food. If you're not conscious about what you eat and you just eat anything, it's very possible you're not nurturing your physical body. Might not be aware of how many calories, fat, sugar, stuff you're going into your physical form, and your physical form will have a chemical reaction to it, not feel comfortable. It's becoming mindful of what you're eating. If it's out of control, then maybe you need to start by writing it down. Every time you eat something, just write it down. And then at the end of the day, look at it. Or at the end of the week, look at what I eat every day. I have this habit of going to Starbucks on the way to work, and I have my, mocha frappuccino, and I have a piece of pumpkin bread. That can't be too unhealthy. Coffee doesn't really have calories. Yeah, but everything goes into the coffee has calories, and the pumpkin bread, well, pumpkin's healthy. Yeah, but everything else in the pumpkin bread isn't healthy. Making one simple change will completely transform your life. You could just, I'll keep the pumpkin bread, but I'll just start ordering a flat white every day. At some point, you may want to switch from that pumpkin bread to having an apple or a banana, and that will shift your reality even more. Incremental shifts. Suddenly you have a different relationship with your physical body, and your jeans are fitting better. Pick something else that feels sort of out of control or that is controlling your life. Your money. Oh God, I'm just always struggling to get ahead, and I'm trying to apply the law of attraction to this, Abraham Hicks says to spend freely so that, the money comes in. So, I spend freely in order to create the money coming in. And wait a minute. What are you spending and how are you spending? Oh, well, I'm using my credit card so that I can get my airline miles. And yeah, but are you paying them off? How much interest is that adding? Suddenly you start noticing where your leaks are when you start tracking what you're spending. Start just by tracking what you're spending, then noticing how you're spending and what you're spending it on. And then you can make choices that can restore your finances to sanity. Doesn't mean you have to give up going to Starbucks, because your Starbucks habit may not be the bigger problem. You might find a way to still have Starbucks in your life and not have mounting debt. I helped someone go online to look at their bank account to become mindful of what they were spending. And they noticed all these automatic payments being taken out that they had no idea. They had pledged, they thought, a one-time thing to some charity, and the charity was taking it out every month. They had some other recurring charge that should have been canceled a long time ago, wasn't doing any good to their bank account or life. They ended up having $200 more discretionary income because they had taken a look and seen all these invisible charges going out. Just a part of becoming mindful. Tracking your time. Becoming aware of where you fritter away your time or where you lose track of time because you space out about it. You may be wasting your time on busy work instead of doing the things that are important. I can't tell you how many writers I know who have spotlessly clean houses because they are procrastinating on getting something done by the deadline. Or the solopreneur that is stuck spinning their wheels because they are doing all the administrative work that they could be handing off to other people instead of doing the work that really gets them out and being noticed and their work being noticed in the world. Tracking your activity. Maybe a part of being healthier or losing weight or anything like that might be just noticing how active are you. Doesn't mean you have to start hitting the gym, but it might be making some choices like, I have to drive to work, but I can choose to park a block away, so it adds a little bit of walking. I can choose to not take the elevator, but go up the steps. You can just build little bits of activity into your life and find yourself becoming healthier. What does all this sort of mundane stuff have to do with being consciousness, navigating your life with conscious mastery? Well, you can't get up to the level of navigating with conscious mastery if you are still ensnared with all the mundane details about focusing within time and space. Thing is that we try to become more conscious by trying to automatically live as consciousness. Oh, I'm not restricted by time or space. I just am living in the all. Kind of missed the point because we're here as consciousness with physical form for the fun of being in physical form, for the delicious delight of experiencing physical reality. We engage with others like ourselves in physical form. The precious moment becomes precious when you're dealing with your child, because your child's not going to stay a child. Child will always be your child, but eventually it's going to be your child. And enjoy those moments. Family members are going to grow old and die, and they'll still be with you after they die. but they won't be with you in the same way of enjoying the interaction with them in the physical. When you get a handle on these lower level constraints, you can move to the next level of being conscious and being aware. Having these consciousness techniques work for you. So play with this week and just notice, pick something that feels maybe the most out of control in your life or the most challenging, and start noticing it. Start tracking it. Keep a little notepad or mark it down on your phone. Notice it at the end of the day. How much did I eat, or how much did I spend? You don't have to do all of these things at once. Just pick one area. And then you can start making decisions. Going to switch to eating apples. Going to switch to walking more. And it's amazing that just even doing these little baby steps can completely transform your life and open you up to being more conscious, to living your life more as consciousness. If you like these videos, you can subscribe to them on YouTube. You can also sign up below to get them in your inbox. And if you want to know more about consciousness techniques, you can go to my website, joan-newcomb.com. I put out a weekly radio show and podcast. I write a weekly blog and e-zine. I do consciousness meetups around the Puget Sound in Seattle, Tacoma, Bellevue, Olympia, and more. And if you'd like to work with me, I have coaching programs to help you regain your passion, your sense of purpose in life, and how to navigate your life with conscious mastery. Go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you with another Mystic Minute in a couple of days.